about it that Meghan Markle's viral video created a new negative wave of backlash against her that resulted in many other studios actually deciding to put any kind of affiliation with her either to a halt or firing her directly. That's exactly what happened with both Paramount.
In a move that's reigniting controversy across entertainment circles, South Park creators Trey Parker and Matt Stone have zeroed in on Meghan Markle once again, following the backlash from her most recent viral video. The infamous animated duo, never ones to shy away from hot-button issues, are weaving Meghan into a new satirical episode that forms part of their upcoming DEI, Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion special. This is no ordinary skit. It's reportedly one of the flagship segments of the special, and the timing couldn't be more deliberate. Meghan's video, intended as an emotional pregnancy reveal, instead drew massive online criticism, with many accusing her of staging vulnerability for attention. Industry insiders claim major studios like A24 and even Paramount, despite past collaborations, have started distancing themselves from Meghan.
A24, we'll have a lot more to talk about that, but focusing on Meghan Markle here, we also know that she's also getting very much frustrated with specific studios that have been mocking her left and right, and exactly what's going on right now with the viral video that she posted across all forms of social media that originated on Instagram.
As a result, Parker and Stone have seized the moment to construct a biting parody, perfectly in line with their long-running tradition of holding up a mirror to celebrity culture and internet optics gone wrong. The skit at the heart of this controversy is titled Respect Our Pregnancy, a not-so-subtle callback to the earlier Respect Our Privacy segment that targeted Meghan and Prince Harry during their public image tour. This time, the satire is taken a step further. In the animated sequence, a pregnant Meghan character, clearly modeled after the Duchess, is seen twerking in a hospital gown, exaggeratedly flaunting a stuffed baby bump for the camera. Far from flattering.
One thing about Meghan Markle for sure is that we know that she, like I've said many times, is beginning to actually come to the realization that the walls are closing in, that she really doesn't have much time left in the film industry, in the Hollywood bubble, and any opportunity is beginning to sink.
The sketch portrays Meghan as orchestrating every moment of her supposed intimacy, making it more about performance than reality. The setup places familiar South Park characters like Kyle, Stan, Kenny, and Cartman behind the scenes as the film crew. Cartman, in particular, steps into the role of over-the-top director, staging multiple takes of Meghan's performance. He reappears as his Cartman Kennedy persona, a callback to their previous Lucasfilm parody, effectively blending the current satire with past critiques into a cohesive comedic universe that paints Meghan's moment as a symptom of wider media absurdity. What elevates this parody from a mere jab to a multi-layered takedown is how intricately it's structured, rather than simply mocking Meghan in isolation.
Really showing no sign of a resolution in sight. Now, focusing on South Park Studios and Paramount, this is where it becomes very much interesting and legendary on their front, because creators Trey Parker and Matt Stone, they are hard at work on really mocking multiple celebrities throughout 2025.
Parker and Stone weave a full behind-the-scenes narrative that exaggerates Hollywood's obsession with curated vulnerability. The animation is detailed, the characterization's sharp, and the dialogue unnervingly close to the tone of real influencer content. Meghan's character is not only seen staging her pregnancy reveal, but also caught in multiple dramatic takes, complete with exaggerated lighting changes and production adjustments aimed at heightening the moment's faux emotional impact. Even Kyle is seen holding the boom mic with visible confusion, adding to the chaotic absurdity of the production. Cartman, screaming about capturing raw, feminist emotion, underscores the hypocrisy the creators aim to expose, performative activism wrapped in corporate polish.
Now, focusing on Meghan Markle here and exactly what happened with South Park and exactly what's going on in the midst of the With Love Meghan Season 2 setbacks, we'll have a lot more to talk about that as well. However, with the Meghan Markle backlash only growing in numbers the longer she decides to keep her pregnancy video on her social media.
And within this circus, Meghan's viral video becomes the perfect symbol, a blend of vanity and control thinly veiled as empowerment. News broke that Meghan herself reportedly caught wind of the DEI special in production through her contacts at Paramount, and her response was anything but silent. Sources suggest her team issued firm warnings, even hinting at legal action to prevent the segment from being completed or aired. However, South Park's creators are no strangers to resistance. Over their decades-long run, they've skewered politicians, religious institutions, and multinational corporations, emerging legally unscathed due to their strategic use of parody, which remains protected under fair use laws in the United States. Their legal team.
One major development going on now involves more to do with Meghan Markle drama in the midst of her viral video actually receiving endless backlash. It turns out that both creators Trey Parker and Matt Stone over at South Park Studios and Paramount have already created a storyline, get this, for their upcoming DEI special toward the end of the summer.
Well-versed in the nuances of satirical commentary, has reportedly reviewed all scripts to ensure compliance. Paramount, aware of Meghan's pushback, has not relented either. In fact, insiders say the studio sees this special as a return to the virality achieved with the earlier Privacy Tour episode, and far from canceling production, they are doubling down on promotional efforts to amplify its release. As details of the DEI special emerge, it becomes clear that Meghan is only one target in a broader, scathing critique of celebrity culture, corporate branding, and digital performance. Other high-profile figures such as Diddy, Elon Musk, and Netflix executives are also said to appear as exaggerated versions of themselves, characters obsessed with managing their virtue ratings and public personas to absurd degrees. The entire special appears to be a commentary on how fame, activism, and brand management intersect in a chaotic, meme-driven media landscape. Meghan's skit simply leads the charge, providing the most emotionally charged and headline-worthy content. Paramount reportedly intends to tease the special with an animated promo as early as July, building anticipation while daring critics to take a swing. Internally, executives have greenlit the full production
that is set to mock Meghan Markle and her pregnancy video. Surprisingly, Paramount recently agreed to create a parody version of the Meghan Markle viral video where one segment of the DEI special is going to serve as a spin-off of the Respect Our Privacy bit. Both Parker and Stone already have the parody written and are actually working on how it will be illustrated and animated, and it is already labeled as Respect Our Pregnancy.
And put in place contingency PR strategies, anticipating both fanfare and backlash upon release. In the parody's climax, the skit cuts to a fictional version of Prince Harry, reimagined as a smoothie-holding, beanie-wearing producer, who offers unsolicited creative input like, can we add lighting that screams empowerment? This not only mocks Meghan's supposed orchestration of her image, but also includes Harry as part of the satirical spectacle. The sketch then devolves into a chaotic montage where the South Park crew splices together bloopers, awkward takes, and over-the-top music into a fake pregnancy reveal trailer. The result is a biting critique of how even the most personal life moments are often reduced to manufactured online content, dressed up with hashtags like #RoyalRealness and #EmpowermentUnfiltered. According to animators, this segment will be among the most elaborately staged scenes in the special, replacing traditional South Park visuals with near photorealistic character designs to ensure the satire lands with unmistakable precision. Meghan's reaction to the parody has reportedly escalated behind closed doors.
Now, both Parker and Stone already have storyboards mapped out that feature Meghan Markle twerking and dancing in the hospital while, of course, she's pregnant. However, the parody version of this, to no surprise, is set to focus on a camera crew behind the scenes on the set of a hospital.
According to entertainment insiders, she considers the skit not just comedic, but a personal and gendered attack. labeling it as an affront to motherhood and a calculated attempt to demean women during pregnancy. Her legal advisors, however, are said to be split on how to proceed. While some believe a strong public statement might earn her sympathy, others caution that engaging South Park directly will only encourage further ridicule. The show's history of thriving off backlash is well documented, and any pushback often becomes part of the next episode's punchlines. Meghan's tendency to control her narrative, combined with her inability to disengage from public scrutiny, has become precisely the type of behavior South Park thrives on satirizing. Each outburst, letter, or public comment becomes more fuel for Parker and Stone's creative engine. Adding another layer to the spectacle, the DEI special marks a notable shift in animation style for South Park. Instead of their classic Canadian-style bouncy heads and basic mouth flaps, the animators are going for an unsettling realism, aiming to closely resemble the real-life appearances of Meghan and Harry. This decision is intentional, signaling that the creators want the audience to feel the discomfort of recognizing the targets of their satire too clearly. According to sources close to the production, this visual update is meant to amplify the episode's impact and make the parody less dismissible as just a cartoon. With the release date anticipated in late August or early fall, the South Park team is reportedly working at full speed to finalize animations, refine sound design, and ensure that the finished product walks the fine line between ruthless and legally defensible. From the perspective of cultural commentary,
where the parody version of Meghan puts the pillow back in and the crew yells "Take 3." It turns out that both Parker and Stone have been listening and reading comments to the whole situation and incorporated that into the parody. The camera crew is said to be the South Park kids: Kyle, Kenny, Cartman, and Stan.
The Meghan Markle segment within the DEI special isn't merely a mockery of one individual. It's a pointed critique of the broader influencer economy, where authenticity is often choreographed and personal milestones are strategically crafted for maximum engagement. Trey and Matt use Meghan as a case study for what they perceive as a larger issue: the commodification of emotion in service of internet applause. Their portrayal of Meghan reveals someone who wants to control every aspect of her image, while simultaneously demanding privacy and respect for what she presents as raw moments. The hypocrisy, in their view, lies in that contradiction. Through the eyes of the South Park team, Meghan isn't just a royal figure navigating media. She's emblematic of a culture obsessed with optics over substance, and that's the real target of their satire. As the air date for the DEI special approaches, questions remain about how Meghan will ultimately respond. Insiders speculate that she's considering a high-profile interview or op-ed to express her disappointment and reframe the conversation as one about women's representation in media. However, such a move carries clear risks. South Park's legacy is rooted in weaponizing reactions, turning pushback into punchlines and outcry into content. The more noise a celebrity makes, the more power the parody gains. Some within Meghan's camp are reportedly urging her to stay silent, recognizing that ignoring the show might be the only way to deflate its momentum. But for a figure who's built her platform on self-expression and media visibility, silence may not be a viable path. Regardless of her decision, one thing is certain: the South Park episode has already etched itself into the cultural conversation, turning Meghan's viral video misstep into a timeless piece of satirical media. And as always with Parker and Stone, the message is clear: if you try to control the narrative, you become part of theirs.